This year, Pueblo's YWCA is celebrating our 100th anniversary. Now, over this last century, a lot of the women who have been members of the YWCA have been strong leaders and the first in their fields of study in Pueblo. Here's just a few.
In 1864, Mary Weston was the first documented school teacher in Pueblo. Now, she had quite a job ahead of her. You see, she lived on the east side, and the school was on Santa Fe. So she had to wade across the Fountain River every morning to get to school and every evening to get home. Can you believe that?
In the 1880s, Pueblo had a couple of female doctors. Now, very little is known about them, but Lillian McGowan and Mary Berry were both listed on the medical registry in 1881.
In 1903, Pueblo got a beautiful new library on Abriendo at the Mesa Junction, financed by Mr. Andrew McClellan and Mr. Andrew Carnegie. In the front, Mary Strang was the librarian. In the front hallway were Mr. McClellan's name in beautiful brass letters. Now, one day, a group of men, angry with Mr. McClellan about something or other, marched up carrying picks and axes, and they were going to tear those letters from the floor. Well, Miss Mary Strang went outside, and she spread her skirts over those letters and dared those men to touch her, and waited for the police to come.
In 1905, when was that?
I don't know.
Okay.
A long time ago.
In the early 1900s, and I honestly can't remember the date, Mrs. Fay Grove became the Colorado Pueblo's first female pharmacist. Now, she got her degree from the School of Pharmacy up in Denver, and she came down here and practiced. In those days, mixing the pharmaceutical compounds took place right there in the pharmacy. And she did this for so many years. In 1953, when she passed away, there were 7 locations of Grove pharmacies. Her daughter Mary also became a pharmacist.
Yes, the ladies of Pueblo have done so many things. They have been the backbone of our community. They have worked in every trade and profession and in many of the businesses, all the time raising their children to be the strong young men and women of Pueblo's future.
My name is Lila. I was the first obstetrical nurse in Pueblo. Now, in 1962, I got my degree in nursing in Denver, and I came down here and practiced as a nurse. But in 1973, I went back and continued my studies to become an obstetrical nurse practitioner. I became the first one to practice in Pueblo. My duties were so versatile. I had to take care of office duties, prenatal exams, delivery and labor. I did postnatal exams, even family planning counseling in the office. I also assisted the doctor in surgeries. I did all kinds of teaching, parenting classes in the office, and I also supervised nursing students. It's a good thing that I enjoyed having new babies come into this world.
My name is Vina Pointer. I was Pueblo's first female attorney. I was born in 1880 in Kansas. I grew up on a farm, but I was always an excellent student, so I got to attend elementary school and high school. When I graduated high school, I went to work as a stenographer for a lawyer, and I became very interested in the law. So interested, in fact, that with the encouragement of some friends and a lot of reading and studying and asking a lot of questions, I took the bar exam without ever having gone to law school. I not only took it, but I passed it and was admitted to the bar. I practiced law in La Junta for a while, and then came to Pueblo and joined the firm of Sabin and McHenry. When Mr. Sabin died, the firm became McHenry, Burris, and Pointer. In the office, when I was doing serious paperwork, I always wore one of those green eye shades. And I had a very personally unique filing system. I had current files. I had old current files. I had plain old files. I had old files, and then plain old junk. But I could always find whatever I was looking for. I was a specialist in water law, even a secretary on one of the ditch boards. But my passion was the courtroom. Now, in the early 1900s, it was considered somewhat unseemly for a lady to practice in court. It was a man's job. Oh, but I wanted to. And I was in a courtroom every chance I got. I remember one night I was leaving the courthouse. A man approached me and he stole my purse, leaving me with nothing but the handle. Later, I told District Attorney Phelps, if I had had a gun, I would have shot him and pled not guilty to manslaughter. Wasn't quite true, but I wanted to see what Mr. District Attorney would say. And what he did say was, Vina, I would never even try to prosecute you.
I'm Eileen Shaw. I was the first oral hygienist in Pueblo. I was born in 1900 in Guthrie, Oklahoma, and in 1905 moved here with my little sister Ruby and my father, who worked for the railroad. So Ruby and I went to the Sacred Heart boarding school. In 1919, we moved to 19th Street, where I lived with my father until 1943 at his death. In 1921, I graduated from the School of Dentistry at Denver University, and I passed the exam, the Board of Examiners for dental hygienists, and allowed me to practice here in Pueblo. Now, just so you understand that my work wasn't the only thing that was that important to me, I loved to work with my hands. I did crocheting and tatting and woodworking and tin sculpture. I loved horses, and I owned several and rode regularly. But my greatest love, besides dentistry, was golf. Every morning, I got up at 5 a.m. so that I could get in 9 holes before work.
We are so proud to be part of the 100th anniversary celebration of the Pueblo YWCA.
And we're delighted that you're here to celebrate with us. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.